seconds. That is there, that is there. Okay. Hey Ruth, hey everyone. Hi Firecracker, hey Timothy. How's everybody's weekend? Oh, I have to go to work. Anyone doing anything fun? I was just traveling today. My niece had her dance recital, so we were in Pennsylvania for that. We just got back, and it is a gorgeous day. It's like summer here, which is nice. So I have so much to do. I feel like this is one of the first weekends where I'm like home since being back from Japan, and I want to get things up on the wall. I have a ton of cleaning to do. You know, I want to pick maybe Boba Fett's armor back up and see where that is. You know, I set it aside probably a month and a half ago now to do Jod, so we got to get that going again. The Coke bottles I think were the goat. Oh no, this is the OG. So the one I had in my hand was a goat. Maybe this is Jeremy's, but yeah. Is Scout and Grogu returning? I just posted one today. It's not performing particularly well, which happens sometimes, but if you maybe you haven't seen it, but yeah, I post a new one every Saturday is the hope. So not only they are returning. I don't think they went anywhere. I even made one while I was in Japan. So all that said, though, I have noticed a pretty big decline in the viewer numbers. Like for whatever reason, YouTube isn't pushing it out anymore. I say for whatever reason, but I never want to not be like, oh, I don't know, like maybe it's gotten stale or something. So I have a few in the can, but I'm gonna start trying to think of like maybe a way to give it some something new. I'm not deliberately being vague, but I don't really know what that could be. But I feel like I've been kind of doing the same thing with that series like over and over again for a while now, and you know, maybe that is comforting to some audiences, but maybe it's also not reaching new ones. So I have to give that some thought. But I think I have 3 I've shot, and then maybe time to come up with a new idea for that series, not a new idea in replace of that series, if that makes sense. So it's funny. I found a book called How to Solve 50% of Your Problems, so I bought it too. That's funny. I do cosplay, so I'm working on Boba Fett right now, but I think I'm gonna have to set that aside again to do a Leia costume for an event next month. Oh, Logan, that's such a kind comment about being a Star Wars fan. It's so funny. I hear and see so much discourse about the toxic community, and I never really get to experience it myself that often. It's really nice, this corner of the Star Wars fandom that I have. I feel really fortunate that I try to keep it just fun and joyous and happy. And are there things about Star Wars that aren't my favorite? Of course. It's so big, you can't like everything the same way. But if there's something I don't like, I don't really feel the need to go on and on about it. Instead, I go on and on about things I really do like. So, because it's just Star Wars. It's just plastic spacemen, you know? Oh, that's so kind. Maybe you start liking the Bills and Star Wars. The schedule's out, so camp will be here before you know it. Because I subscribe to the Bills app. Like all the dates are on my calendar now. It's so fun. Making an edit of you, that's fun. No one's made an edit of me in a long time. Bike anywhere day Thursday. Oh, fun! Oh, I should get out on my bike today. That feels like a nice summery, good weather activity to do. Favorite Sith? That's a great question. For me, because the Sith aren't really my vibe, a lot of them feel the same to me, even though I know that's not the case. So I go on appearance. And so for me, favorite Sith has to be Maul. I just think his whole look is just very cool, very unique, very distinctive. from any distance, you would know that that's Maul. You know what I mean? Pardon me. So that's just it's a great look, but that's why. And also, Maul has an interesting story, of being a Sith and then being chopped in half and then coming back as like Spider Maul and Robo Maul. Like it's there's interesting stories to his evil. I watched the Thunderbolts the other day. I thought it was great. What'd you think about the movie? I also thought it was great. I really did. I think part of it was I was really genuinely surprised. Not that I went in with low expectations, but I think it had been a while since a Marvel movie was that good. They've been good, but they haven't quite been that good. So I really enjoyed it a lot. I think I just got a poster in the mail the other day. I think it's the Thunderbolts poster with the new Avengers on it, which again is just a marketing thing. Like it's still the Thunderbolts. So I thought that was cute. My little niece is in a soccer tournament this weekend, and it made me think. I told her about, how it's her youth soccer team is connected to Yelena's story, and I really liked it. So. I totally agree. If something isn't your cup of tea, people need to understand not everything shares the same perspectives on things. I see that a lot in some video comments, not necessarily on my videos, but in others, that people just think because they think this way or because they had this experience, that is experience for everyone, which is so strange because with the internet and videos, like we've never been more interconnected. We've never had more ways to see how other people live their lives. So you would think we would all become more open-minded to other perspectives and the realization that other people experience all kinds of things, life, media, different ways, and it feels like it's the opposite sometimes. So, um, uh, let's see. Oh, we have some people we need to block. Let's see what else is going on. Maul has a great double-bladed saber, of course. Like he's the OG double-bladed saber Sith. Logan asks if you had a chance to play Jedi Fallen Order or Survivor. I haven't. I actually don't own a console. So when I play Star Wars games, I play them on my mobile device. I'm a big Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes player. I've been playing that game for years. So that's, and I love it. I love the strategy of it. I love that I can play it anywhere. I love that it's not like how fast you are with the controller. It's really about reading all the characters' kits and putting them together in compatible teams and picking the right characters to go against the other characters and using the right abilities and the mods and the datacrons and the whole thing. That's really just more my speed. So, and what I like about it too is that it has so many characters in it. It has characters from the movies and TV shows and animated shows. It's characters from the comics, characters from Jedi Fallen Order. Like I have two different Cal Kestis I play with, and Marin and Sarah and the whole thing. And then there's Knights of the Old Republic in there. Anyway, it's helped me learn more about some parts of Star Wars that I'm less familiar with. So it's been great. I really like it. And I play with friends too, so that's great. Callum, I can't wait to see the edit. Hello from Wales. Oh, it's evening there. When did I first dress as Leia? I went as Halloween Leia when I was a kid. So I think in my life, I've had like 5 different Princess Leia dresses. All right, Ruth, bike safe. Making a beady droid. Oh, that's so cool. Yes, Mara Jade. I loved those books. That original Timothy Zahn trilogy, Heir to the Empire and all that. Those were my favorites. I remember I got them out I bought them all in hardcover. I love them so much. So Mara Jade is a favorite for sure. She's a great character in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes as well. I love her look. I've never really love a purple lightsaber. She's never kind of been in my queue to cosplay though. I don't know why, because I love the books. I have no reason to, why not. Maybe, I don't know, maybe to me, the costume is a little, I don't want to say plain, doesn't interest me to make as much. Is that fair? I think if a lot of costumes that are just solid black aren't usually ones that I gravitate towards for whatever reason. So But love her looks, love her lightsaber, love her. So making a custom lightsaber. Oh, that's a fun project. Um, are you gonna make? You say you're not 3D printing it. Are you making it out of like plumbing parts? How are you making it? If you cosplay as one character, what would it be? I'm guessing that question is if I could only cosplay as one character, who would I be? That's a great question. But I could pick all of their outfits. Like I could pick that one character, but then, any of their outfits as that character you could pick. Uh, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that because I love someone that has like a lot of variety, that has like helmets and armor and also like cool dresses and things. Yeah, I don't know. I have to think about that and really give a more thoughtful answer. So, Darth Talon is not on my list of cosplay. Not only because but she has a great look, but like that is way more body paint and makeup that level of expertise you would need to do that is not something that I have, or the patience, quite frankly. My friend Gracie, the cosplay lass, who does incredible creations, she was just posting some of her Darth Talon recently, and I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, that is so cool looking, but it must take forever. I needed a friend to do it, so then I would need to train Jeremy on how to do the painting. So like, no. Well, yeah, Jin is actually probably who I would pick, but I was trying to think of someone just and Jin does have like, in her disguise, she has a chest plate and a helmet too, but I don't really like that helmet. I love the helmet, but my version of it was one of my first helmets ever made, and it was not that good. So I need to make a new one. Yeah, Jin, right? It's Jin. Yeah, she has enough cool looks, right? But no real armor. So favorite Marvel character to cosplay. Oh, that's a great question. I think my favorite Marvel costume to put on. I actually was gonna say I'm not sure if this is the answer, but it's actually Black Widow, that White Widow. Every time I put that on, I'm like, man, this one is so freaking cool. My favorite character is that I cosplay is Wanda Maximoff, and I have several of her outfits. But and I like the red 3/4 length coat that she wears in Infinity War and Endgame, and that fifth episode of WandaVision. So I like that one a lot too. That and the White Widow are real close together. But they're all pretty cool. I like Gamora's look a lot. Again, another 3/4 length coat. I love when I put that on. Yeah. And of course, Agatha Harkness. I made that. That's one I made, and it turned out really cool. So I really like that one. Where do I think Darth Vader is going from here? I mean, he's a Force right, and present in the later, his end of the story is that he's a Force ghost, and also popping in on Ahsoka, and not Vader anymore, right? He's gone back to being Anakin Skywalker as a Force ghost. So, if you're asking if you think they'll do more Darth Vader stories, I don't know. I mean, I think in Ahsoka, Hayden's confirmed to be in that series, and he'll come in flashbacks and stuff. I'm not quite sure how. So, he won't really be Darth Vader. He'll be, Ghost Anakin Skywalker in her mind. Marvel, Star Wars, or DC? What is your favorite? Obviously, DC would be number 3. Nothing against DC. I'm really excited to see kind of the new James Gunn-led DC, and obviously Superman is very soon. It's next month or it's early July, so I'm excited for that. Marvel and Star Wars, I can't decide. They're both so different. Marvel is Earth, and it's like the world that we know. Obviously, there's space and stuff too, but it's based on our world. And then Star Wars is a completely other world. So I like seeing like New York and Marvel and stuff like that, but also, but then Star Wars is Galaxy Far, Far Away. They're so different. They're kind of hard to choose between because it's like apples and typewriters. How was Snyder DC? It was good, but didn't wow me. I thought there was good moments in it. Just for whatever reason, it's not as fun for me. Like I can't, but there were things I liked about it. I really liked Wonder Woman a lot. Yeah. Most underrated Star Wars species we need to see more of. Oh, I like the Bith musicians. You know, we don't see more of them outside them being musicians. So maybe we could see more of them. What do you think if Anakin had become emperor? Would that have happened? I feel like that was a trick. I think the emperors always would have like stopped that, you know. But let's say he hadn't. I, I, I don't know. Maybe he would have like worked on bringing Padme back from the dead, like how in the extended universe they bring people back from the dead. Maybe that would have been his thing. I don't really know. I don't really know if Darth Vader without the Emperor has like a clear path. You know, just depends. It's a good question. But I'm not a big Darth Vader lore guy. Like I haven't read every Darth Vader comic book and all that stuff, so I'm not sure. Hi Jen, I saw your phone cases. Which one did you use? So glad you asked. I did put the clear one on. So I have the clear one on. That they're both very similar, but this is the Rebel one, and it was clear. And I really picked this one because I think this one had the white circle, so it has the magnetic. Because I do use the a ring quite a bit. This one I really recommend. It comes from Amazon. It has like a spinny in the middle, and then a flat part so I can pull it out. That's why I picked it. It wasn't because I liked this one. They are so similar. Just one was Rebel, one was Imperial. And I picked the Rebel just because it has the magnetic ring. So the other one might be magnetic. It just didn't have the this printed on it to make sure that was. But that's the one I used. So I don't know if these phone cases required a whole video, but I was just really excited because it was one of those things where like we were given plenty of swag and it was very generous, and so you never wanted to feel like, how come I didn't get this one thing? Because we got so much, you know. But it was one of the cool things that literally every creator in our group was so excited by the phone cases. They all put them on their phone immediately, and we were all asked before we left the States, like, what is your phone model? So, and they asked me too, like, what is your phone model? So it just was a logistical, I mean, because mistakes happen. But then I'm like, well, they're not going to go the extra effort to actually send it to my house, and they totally did. So that was cool. I was really excited, and I did. I put it on my phone right away. The only thing I'm concerned about now is it's thicker, which is good. It protects my phone than my previous phone case, and my wireless mic receiver doesn't fit in it anymore. So you might notice in some of my videos posting soon that I've had to go back to like bigger microphones that do fit, which I don't like as much. So I've ordered some extenders. Which I don't like about extenders is that they can degrade the audio quality a little bit. So, but I'm gonna experiment with that first, and then see. I might have to get new mics. I'm not gonna get to use this phone case. I don't really want to be changing phone cases a lot while I'm like dealing with costumes and scripts and props and stuff, because I have dropped a phone and without a case on it, and that's pretty much bye-bye phone. So um, uh, that's the only issue I'm running into, is that it's a good problem to have because the case is very robust, but the thickness of it does mean I can't fit in the wireless microphone receiver. So figure out that. Oh, good question. I know I kind of went on and on about my phone case. Sabine Wren cosplay, yes. So there's a couple of characters. Mon Mothma is another where I like their looks, the whole thing. What stops me when I look at the whole picture is maybe the wig. Um, Short hair wigs are tough. I have a lot of hair; it's on the thicker side, and it seems counterintuitive, but are really, with the shorter the hair, the kind of the better the wig needs to be, because you, with longer wigs, like they're long and they kind of hides a bunch of um, length or air. I don't know why. Wigs are another area of great weakness for me. So the shorter the wig, though, like it really has to have a good hairline. It has to be made well because the mistakes seem bigger because the hair is smaller. So like I'd love to do some of Mon Mothma's Andor looks. That's crazy. I haven't done a single cosplay from Andor. I love it so much. I would do a Mon Mothma look, but then I get to, well, what am I going to do with my hair? So same thing with Sabine Wren. I mean, you know, you could just have your own hair and people would still know from the look. But yeah, I like her. I like her live action look. That armor. That's really cool. But that's why maybe I haven't done that. But if I would do something next, I would do Mon Mothma if I could figure out a wig that looked good. So, Greece, UK, hi. Oh no, then already been a fan for years, hoping to meet you at Star Wars Celebration Japan and hand you a gift. I'm from Australia. I was handing out boxes of Tim Tams. Oh, I've heard of Tim Tams. Star Wars Celebration Japan. I'm so sorry I missed you. I missed almost everybody. I was with like a Disney sponsor group, which was a huge honor, but it was they kept us on a really strict schedule and we always had to move together, so I had almost no time to just like kind of be on the floor and do my thing. I think in retrospect, had I just spoken up and been like, listen, can I have like an hour and a half just to kind of do something else, they probably would have said yes, but I didn't know that at the time. So I do regret how that schedule went down and how I didn't assert myself more, but I was kind of there on their dime, so I felt like I had to do what they asked of me. So that's why if you were hoping to see me in Japan, it was much more difficult than I had expected before I left. So sorry. I would have loved Tim Tams, but I think especially in New York City, there's places where you can get nearly any kind of food. I'm excited to try them out. They're like a biscuit, right? Chocolate? It is, what time is it? It's a 5:45 here. So, oh, good question. Um, yes, I'm excited for Fantastic Four First Steps. I was more excited for Thunderbolts. That's kind of more my jam. Maybe because I've seen Fantastic Four films. This doesn't feel as new, even though obviously it is new. But I'm excited for it. It's going to be a great year for Marvel. Um, Someone asked me what else? How long it took me to do the most time I ever spent in a cosplay. It's a tricky answer because from start to finish, I'm gonna say Bo-Katan. Well, obviously it's Boba Fett now, from the time I started to where we are now. But that's not really fair. It's not really the time it's taken me, but I've had to set it aside and restart other things. So in terms of total time spent in a cosplay, it's probably Bo-Katan, just because of the amount of different paint layers and the amount of armor and the amount of sewing. That was probably the most. Just because it is the most costume. And there was another good question I saw. My least favorite cosplay. Let me think about that, how to answer that one. Oh, a new cosplay coming soon. Yes, I'm working on Boba Fett still. But what's probably going to be done first is I'm doing Bespin Leia from The Empire Strikes Back. They're doing Empire Strikes Back in concert in New York, and I want to have that ready to go for that. So I have all the materials. I've ordered a bunch of fabric. I've ordered shoes. I've ordered trim. Anyway, so that's gonna be the next one. Uh, oh, I didn't bring Grogu. That's so silly. I didn't bring him up here. I'm sorry. Logan's custom lightsaber is clear blue tubing, very cool, with PVC pipes and fittings. That's so fun. Someone then asked me if I was gonna make my own lightsaber, and no plans to do that. I It's funny with props. Like you drop something that you make once and it like scatters apart. I even just dropped one of my Boba Fett knee pieces and the two little knee darts just popped right off. I was really annoyed. So I think I've been really blessed to receive several lightsabers as gifts. So no plans to make my own. The Star Wars CDs are on the shelf. So I want to rip them, but right now they're on the shelf. Um, haven't got them out of the case yet. I've just been too busy. Coolest weapon in the MCU and Star Wars universe. Who do you think has? In Star Wars, I mean, it's Mando's pretty cool with his blasters. He like pulls those out and has cool moments both with his pistol and with the Amban rifle. That's pretty cool. It's also cool that they designed the rifle based on the Star Wars Holiday Special, which is really neat. In terms of lightsabers, I have to go with the OG Youngling Slayer 3000 because it's appeared in the sequels, the prequels, and obviously the original trilogy. For Marvel, I do like Gamora's sword. She's cool with that sword. But obviously, Infinity Stone based weapons by like Loki's scepter seems pretty iconic. Obviously, there's the power of Thanos' glove is pretty significant. But I think maybe because it's the character I cosplay, Gamora's sword, I think that was come to mind. It's a great question. There's some new ones. No plans to do a Wookiee. That requires a lot of because it's not fun for its hair and to get it to like properly, you actually latch hook it all to like a mesh suit. I know this because my friend did it and made her husband a spectacular Chewbacca. And I admire her work, and it's so beautiful. But I can't imagine putting on that and wearing the stilts. It's just something I would never wear. So try not to make costumes that I know I would never wear. Does that make sense? Um, Same with like some of Padme's gowns. Some of them are just works of art, and I'm sure I'll get to them eventually. Maybe when like life slows down, I want to do like a big gigantic project. I'll do like her invasion gown from the Phantom Menace, but I just can't really imagine wearing it. You know, to a con with like the giant headdress and the makeup and the whole dress. Like that's not. I'm not about that life. I like sitting and moving around. So. Um, General Grievous is another example. I think you should make, and Logan's, thanks for being here. Hi, Hosanna. Um, oh, this is a good question. Fabric shops online, what do you suggest? Such a good question. I do generally order from moodfabrics.com. I do that because their warehouses in New Jersey, so I'm usually kind of in a hurry or want something kind of on the quick. So, and they do quick ships on a lot of their fabrics, so I know I'll get it in a couple days. Their selection's also pretty good. They don't have everything, but it's pretty good. They'll do free shipping. I think it's over 99 though. So, and then because I get in the habit of shooting from them and I use their points, I don't end up ordering from a lot of other places. I'm trying to think of what emails I get. Denver Fabrics I've used for some things. They've inexpensive prices. There's a fabric store in Pennsylvania called Nick of Time Textiles. Unfortunately, the name was really misleading. I remember I ordered some fabric for a Rey costume, and it took like 2 months to ship for seemingly no reason. I mean, it wasn't anything complicated. It was just like some chiffon or something. So, I'm trying to think who else I get the marketing emails from that I know I've ordered in the past from. Sometimes I'll look on Etsy for specific things. But yeah, I mostly use Mood. So I only hesitate to recommend them because I don't have a lot of comparison with other things. Like I order from them because they're fast. They have a lot of different fabrics, and they ship. Like I said, they ship pretty quick to me. So chocolate biscuit. Oh, they're like a straw. Oh, Star Wars Explained. Oh, I love them. I was on the live Q&A with them, the first season 1 of Andor. Do I plan to make? Someone asked about Yelena, Ghost or Taskmaster cosplay. I would love to. Obvious for no spoilers, but several people have said, "Am I going to do Taskmaster?" I do like Ghost look from Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's been one of my favorite looks. But yeah, I haven't really thought about who I'm going to do from Thunderbolts. I said this in a previous live too. Thunderbolts, because of the nature of those characters, that they're not like flashy superheroes. Their costumes are a lot of like clothes or dark muted black colors, which is again, like I said before about like Maul, it's just not something I really gravitate towards. I like things with a bit more color, a little bit more variance in colors and textures for whatever reason. So John Walker is definitely not my thing. So there aren't a lot of costumes. While that movie is great, and I think they look great, what they're wearing makes complete sense for their characters. I wouldn't change a thing. It's not something that that said, all those looks aren't something that I would gravitate towards. I've made a foam Bucky arm. I did that for a book video I was doing once. I never put on again. It's just foam. But if I had to pick one to do, I would probably look at Ghost's look or Taskmaster's look. What I liked about Taskmaster's look from this show rather than from Black Widow, in Black Widow, it was really designed to obscure the fact that that was a woman in the costume. And quite frankly, a lot of the stunt performers were not women, so that looked that way. I liked her look much more in this. In Thunderbolts, it definitely looked like, oh shit, that's, what's the character's name? Anastasia? Anyway, it looked more feminine, and I prefer that if it's something that I'm gonna wear, so. But I have a couple Star Wars costumes to get through first before I think about a new Marvel costume. Love all your Star Wars earrings. Thank you. Actually, I don't have a pair in today. I just have the regular swirl. I think I got these in Alaska. So, hey, Only Hope on Earth. Probably take a couple more questions. I'm going to wrap it up. How many Star Wars costumes have you made? That is a great question. I think I have the answer. I think when I put them all on for that May the 4th video, I think I have 30. It was something like 30, I think is what it was. But I can't remember if that counted like stuff that I haven't made. So, like I had a Fennec Shand costume sent to me. I can't remember if I counted that. So 30-ish. This is such a good question. Which is most difficult to obtain crafting cloth or piece and why? It's something I'm actually still, not a crafting piece, it's a costume piece. Val from Solo: A Star Wars Story wears these goggles around her neck, and they're clearly a vintage piece, and I had never identified them. And so I got these other World War II goggles I bought on eBay from a guy in the UK that look very similar, but they're not the same. It's not the same nose bridge. It's not. It's close enough, but I worked really hard on that costume to get a lot of really accurate pieces, the metal on her belt, etc. But I couldn't find that piece. So that movie was shot in the UK, so I'm sure they went to like Army Navy surplus stores in Great Britain and found something very specific to over there that wouldn't really show up in US military shops, but it looks like some sort of vintage flight goggle that I could never find. So something I did find that I made, what was a good find? I mean, at the time of The Last Jedi, that fabric that's in Rey's tunic, my friend located it, that actually moved, sold it, and a bunch of us bought it. What was hard to find? Boy, that's such a great question, because that is a fun activity when you like see someone's sole of their shoes or whatever. I know something that's fun is that when I was looking at Gamora's boots in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, she has these boot latches on them, and I knew right away they were from like speed skates or bicycle, but like bike clasps if you wear, because I do have inline skates. That was fun. I'm like, oh, I knew right away what those were. For fabrics, I don't know. I know people had trouble tracking down like the fabric in some of Rey's vests. I kind of settled for like a easier to find wool, but I know it was a very specific kind of weave and muslin that was hard to find. It's a good question. I don't know if I have a good answer. Oh, and then Night Racer. This is a good question. What's my most worn outfit to events you go to and why? It's actually probably Jyn Erso. Anything simple that has pockets is something I'm gonna try to work into a convention lineup all the time if I can. Jyn it's basically clothes. She has pockets in her vest, in her pants, in her jacket. Same with my Resistance pilot. I pull that out a lot too because it has pockets everywhere. Yeah, just for practicality's sake. I'm really not one to stand in a complicated costume for a long time. And quite frankly, most people who wear complicated costumes don't feel dissimilarly, so they end up getting out of it. But if I have to be at a convention all day, I'm going to pick stuff that I can comfortably have on my body all day. So it'll be like things like that. So, and the Biker Scout, quite frankly, too, I've worn that a bit because there's pouches here. It's pretty comfortable. So I would say my Resistance pilot, the Scout Trooper, and Jyn Erso. So next cosplay is probably first of all, I have to get all the videos out. I have to make them about my Jad Nanawa costume, which I just wrapped up and brought out at Star Wars Celebration Japan. So I chronicled that whole build. I have to do all the videos about that. And then Boba Fett, all the armor is done, but I'm putting that on hold to do Leia from Empire Strikes Back. So lots of costume making videos coming up. I love your videos, mostly like Wanda Maximoff. Thank you so much. I love her too. There are a lot of rumors about her coming back to some movie coming up, so I'm hoping those are true. And my Amazon Echo is listening in. So I know some people have to go, and I have to go too. So thank you everyone for joining in and for your great comments and questions. And so I'll see you next time. I'm gonna try to get more I was doing like weekly lives there for a while, and then I stopped because I was busy and traveling. But I'm trying to get back into it. And just thanks everyone for being here. I really appreciate it. All right, have a great rest of your weekend.